Hi, savages. How are ya? It's Daddy Jeff. I thought I'd jump on quickly just to do a shout out for our brand new sponsors. Of course, you know and love Boundless Tech. They make all these incredible products that we've been promoting on the podcast for the last few months. We've got the Boundless CF710. We've got the Boundless Terra. These are amazing vapes that I use to smoke flower or oils, distillate, chateau, whatever you like to smoke. You can do it all with their wonderful products that I've got here in front of me. Personally, I like to use the CF710 a lot because I like that shatter, that distillate, that resin, that oil. But if you prefer flower, of course, you can use the Terra. Now, if you want to get 10% off all of those amazing products, just head to Boundless Tech, that's BNDLStech.com, and use the code SAVAGE when you check out. You get 10% off all of their products. I can't recommend them highly enough. Like I said, I've been using them for a few months now. Gives you a much cleaner taste. You actually get to taste what you're smoking rather than just burn it. You have different heat options. With the Terra, you can actually decide exactly to the degree whether you want to go all the way up to 432 degrees Celsius or anywhere along that way. It's incredible what this thing does. And the same with the CF710 as well. It has various different settings for different heats that you just touch 3 times to change the heating. You can turn them off, turn them on, so they stay in your bag nice and safely, and the charge lasts a ridiculous amount of time for those. Same with our wonderful friends at Manscaped. These are our brand new sponsors. They sent me a Lawnmower 2.0, which is an incredible piece of kit designed to basically shave your balls. That's right. If you're a hirsute gentleman like myself, a little bit hairy from top to bottom, and you like to make your lady enjoy the experience when you take your clothes off rather than go, holy fucking shit, what is this Wookiee looking motherfucker going to try and do to me in the bedroom? Well, then you need to get yourself a Lawnmower 2.0 from the good people at manscaped.com. It's got this SkinSafe technology, which means that it can run across your skin on your nutsack without ever having fear of cutting. Now, I know you're going, oh, yeah, all right, Jeff, yeah, we've all heard that. We've all tried trimmers before. I have tried trimmers before, and I stopped using trimmers to use on my downstairs area because I kept nicking myself and hurting myself. This is the first piece of kit that doesn't do that. It's incredible. It's also waterproof. It lasts for an hour and a full charge. You've got plenty of time to do your balls. You could probably trim a few other areas as well, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get stuck in there. Make sure you check them out. Manscaped.com is the website. And if you use my code SAVAGE at checkout, you'll get 20% off all of their items. Not only that, you get a free travel bag and also free shipping on all orders. So that's right. Check them out. Manscaped.com. 20% off using code SAVAGE. Get that Lawnmower 2.0 and some of their other products to keep your body hair in check. Trust me, you're doing your girlfriend a favor, gentlemen. And also check out Boundless Tech, BNDLS, tech.com, and use code SAVAGE to get 10% off there. All right, let's get into the podcast.
Anthem hate videos.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're already recording now.
That's fine. Do you hate Anthem yet? Do you?
No.
Games as a service?
No.
Fuck that.
What on earth is Anthem?
Anthem is the new BioWare game that's been published by EA.
Oh, I mean, if it's published by EA, it can go fuck itself 9 times out of 10.
It's positioning itself to be the next Destiny, where they have a 10-year plan.
Really?
Yeah.
I stopped playing Destiny about 3 months after I started playing Destiny.
Maybe that was
and
your
then Destiny 2, wasn't really into it.
Destiny 2 was given away free 1 month as a PlayStation Plus membership game.
Yeah.
Here's a little tip for your fucking watchers who all have PlayStation Plus memberships.
Yeah.
The free games you get every month, those aren't just to try. You can download and keep the games forever.
I know, but it's also very expensive. PlayStation Plus can also go fuck itself. I don't understand why I have to play something to be able to play existing stuff on the fucking console that I've already bought.
For the 2 free games you get a month, homie, my library is fat.
Nah.
Fat. I got 3 terabytes of fun.
I'm not into it. And I got 3 terabyte on that. I put an extended hard drive on it.
On your PlayStation?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Savage Snowflake podcast with me, Jeff Leach. Your father, your sister, your reverend, your preacher. That's actually true. I just got ordained online about
Did you?
half an hour ago.
Universal Life Church?
That's the one.
Yeah, I've been with them for 10 years.
Oh, yeah?
I've married 2 couples.
I'm going to marry my friends in a couple of weeks' time.
Nice, man.
And also your confidant here to listen listen, to learn, to be an educator, but also be educated by you. So thanks very much. Thanks very much to our sponsors, of course, manscaped.com, you absolute legends. My balls have never felt silkier smooth. And obviously Boundless Tech as well. I'm high all the time. Thanks, Boundless. Your vape technology rocks my world.
Yeah.
My guest today, we've already been talking about video games. As you can tell, he's a gamer geek, a prolific gamer geek, and lover of all things nerd culture. We met doing a show together here in Los Angeles. He is a fantastic stand-up comedian, very thoughtful, very dark and very edgy, and I like that about him.
You've seen my Tinder profile.
I have indeed, yeah. Well, that's the second time we met.
Thoughtful, dark, edgy.
Thoughtful, dark, edgy.
DTF.
Entertainer, producer, that's what he was for. And he actually does produce his own show called Super Funny here in Los Angeles, which is not just a normal stand-up comedy show. We're going to talk about that in a minute. You might also have seen him on TV back when Punk'd. Do you remember Punk'd? Ashton Kutcher, the glory years. So he was on an entire season of that doing some rather funny things. Again, we'll discuss that. And he's also an actor himself. It's Mr. Ben Morrison. Hello, mate.
Thank you.
There you go.
Wow, that was amazing.
That was a lot, right?
I love how you're like, okay, I'm going to give Ben this glowing intro right after I talk about my smooth balls.
Yeah, well, I mean, smooth balls is always an integral part of this.
Manscaped.com.
There you go.
The smoothest way to get them smooth-ass balls.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way. There's other ways to get smooth balls. I used to either just have to use just a normal razor, and it takes ages, and you have to be really careful.
You got to be really careful. I have an electric.
Really careful.
And just like when you're like.
There you go. The trim. No, but you know why? Because those blades. Well, those blades are both metal on either side and are designed to kind of really go quite sharp to the skin. Whereas your ballsack skin is a little bit
it's
bulbous. It's up
like
and
an
down.
old man's forehead.
Exactly. And so they have this SkinSafe technology on Manscaped where their Lawnmower 2.0, only one side is metal, the other side is made out of a particular material that allows no skin, no nicks. That
literally sounds like the easiest way to get smooth balls. Manscaped.com.
Yeah.
Be smooth like that.
I mean,
balls.
we've literally just done I did the plug, it's pre-recorded plug, and now we've done a second plug, and they're going to get a third plug.
Yeah, dude,
they're
I'm
getting
all
their
about
money's
that.
worth.
I'm helping you in this hustle.
Thanks, man.
Good.
Tell me about Super Funny, because I'm going to be doing this show soon.
Yeah,
it's not just like normal stand-up comedy, right?
I call it stand-up comedia. Literally stand-up plus media.
Yep.
It's stand-up, but with visuals that are controlled by the comedian.
Okay.
Essentially, TED, but fucking funny.
Yeah, TEDx is but amusing. Or like Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Every stand-up in Edinburgh Fringe Festival, including myself, has always done a multimedia comedy show one year.
I have a one-man show that I've had about my fucking intestinal disease.
Nice, where you show cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah, I actually have some footage of the inside of my rectum. No man should ever see that.
I like the fact that you saved it, though. You were like, that's one for the wank
bank.
bank.
Are you kidding me? Well,
yeah.
He laid me on his side, and I was recording in 4K.
Nice.
He was like, here we can see the rectum. And I was like, rectum? I hardly knew him. And the nurse starts laughing, and he didn't get it. But I have that in 4K.
And you started laughing, and then on the camera, you could see your butthole clenching and... like just open and close it. Even your rectum was laughing.
Yeah, jellyfished away from that one. Bye, rectum.
And so you got Crohn's disease?
Yeah, I have Crohn's.
All right. Tell me about Crohn's. I've met people with it before. That's the one where your dick is like 6 inches bigger than it, like normal, right?
What's nice is it makes a good tush warmer because I can sit on it.
Yeah.
As I am now. Thrice around.
Yeah. Well tucked.
Well tucked.
Well tucked. You can catch him on season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
He's well tucked, mate.
Dude, you have like the perfect bone structure to be a drag queen as well, because you're very masculine, so you would definitely be the
manscaped.com.
What I'm saying is you have like the jawline that would be amusing for a drag queen to have. Does that make sense? Like a very masculine jawline.
Rouge really pops.
But then
cheeks.
You keep it very shorn, very like the beard's very tight. There's nothing there.
I shaved today, right before coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But then also you're tall, you're leggy, like you're svelte. You could definitely be a great drag queen.
Looks like someone's gonna find out how smooth them balls are tonight. You keep talking like this.
Me too, man.
All right.
I would like to. I've dressed up in drag before. Actually,
you can fuck me in my Crohn's butthole.
What does it affect the butthole? Is that a particular? It's intestinal, isn't it?
Not directly. But my Crohn's is obstruct. Yeah, it's basically your guts are all fucked up, and they either rocket food out all the time, or they seize up and no food can get through. I have the latter, obstructive, which is no fun. No fun at all.
What do you have to eat? Do you have to eat a really specific diet to allow yourself the occasional shit?
Yeah, I'd say for the most part, I do a lot of my own cooking.
Are you vegan?
No. I love meat. I would
have thought stomach-wise, just veggies is an easier way to get it through in and out. You know, it comes out.
Well,
more.
unless veggies are really well cooked, they're actually hard to break down.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Legumes,
so,
right? Legumes. Fuck legumes.
Is it legumes?
Legumes. Yeah. Because it's French. It's a French word.
Legume.
Legume.
That sounds like it sounds like French for the goom.
Yeah. And goom would be like a creamy paste that people apply to their eyelids.
I have a comedian joke that no one thinks is funny as I am, but it's a restaurant called Le Gout, and I show the picture of it, and I'm like, I went to France and my foot was all fucked up. Turns out I had Le Gout. No one thinks it's as funny as I do. But
joke went over their heads, Ben. That's probably what it is.
Way over their head.
Too highbrow, mate. You need to throw a dick joke in there somewhere.
I need to just do comedy for Mensa members.
Yes.
That's how I will succeed. If your IQ is 142, I'm the comic.
Well, I'm
for
a gamer, so I have 200 IQ.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wait, you really do?
Sometimes 300 IQ.
Man, okay, now I stopped believing you. I would have believed you at 200.
Really?
300, you shot too high.
Actually, I did that Mensa test when we were children at school because I went to I got money off a scholarship to some posh boys' school. So we used to go to it, and they would test you at a certain age. Everyone did the Mensa test. It was part of the school. So
how'd you do?
Well, I got told that I could be a member of Mensa. They said, yeah, you got the percentage score. Wait, you have to get like 97% on the test or something. But then the kids who get that, they say you can apply to Mensa in 2 years' time or something like that. And we never did it. I don't know why.
That could have altered your life.
Really?
Yeah.
You just get like a certificate going, you're really clever.
One more certificate than you had.
Yeah. But I don't know. It just feels like not a thing I should do.
I
What
mean,
a load of work.
Could you still get back on that shit? Think about it. You'll be in the company of
I
geniuses.
think I'm pretty certain my IQ has dwindled somewhat since then.
You whittled away.
The drink, the drugs, and just the general idiocy that I now exude, I think would suggest.
Yeah.
I'm still eloquent. Like my brain fires at much faster rate than a lot of people, but I don't think I'm a genius.
Anymore.
Not anymore.
Hey,
I was a
they'll be
child
the judge
prodigy.
of that, man.
It's a child prodigy. I was like at the age of
you actually?
Yeah. At the age of 7, I was accepted to a university. So it was like,
Come on, were you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
With your 300
Yeah,
IQ?
home economics school. It was
God damn it.
just made a mean scrambled egg
There's
omelet.
no such thing as a home economics
See, it was a
school.
scramble and an omelet, and that
You
was
want to
what
talk
was
about scrambles?
crazy.
The scrambles I make in the morning really are really works of art. Like
I bet they are
it
probably
kinda
full of
became the way I make
spirulina
up.
and roughage.
It's how I get up. Okay, I have an iPad in the kitchen that's largely just for YouTube.
Okay.
I have a media device in basically every room.
What YouTubers do you top up on?
Shit. I watch most of my content on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'd
me
say,
too
I'd say 80% of the media that I watch is from YouTube creators. It's got to take like a real good show to get me to really dig into.
Let's
throw
throw a name out there. PewDiePie. Do you watch PewDiePie?
No.
Have you watched PewDiePie in the last 2 years?
I'll
or
dip
year
in
and a half?
every once in a while just to see what's his name, Philip or
Felix.
Felix. That's what it is. What he's up to.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. He's not one of the
He
creators.
was probably top of the list of YouTubers I would never watch because he used to make really shitty, boring content. It was very childish and immature. Obviously, his audience has grown up a bit. He's grown up, etc. But the content he's been making for the last year is very funny.
Oh, really?
Very funny and honest now because he's demonetized by everything. So he makes his money by he's like, I'll be really right. Yeah, I'd give it another go.
Creator I actually wrote this creator an email this morning because I think his content's so fucking good.
Okay.
Exurbia, EXURB, the number 1A.
Okay.
Holy shit. He's a Brit. He does really thinky, like funny essays about life and the universe.
Okay.
And narrates and animates over them. And it's probably some of the best ethereal comedic shit I've ever seen.
I'm gonna add him. We're gonna do a swap at the end of this.
Oh yeah, no,
I got some. If that's what you like, Nakey Jakey.
Oh, I love Nakey Jakey.
Nakey Jakey's so good.
Red
The
Dead.
Right Opinion.
Okay.
Who else?
I want to
Wubby
hang out
Mum.
with Jake Christie. That's his name. I want to hang out with that fucking kid.
Who? Which one?
Nakey Jakey. That's
Oh
his
yeah,
name.
yeah.
He seems like a real good guy.
You heard his music?
Yeah, some of it. Have I? I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
You should have done. He makes hip hop music. It's really good.
Does he? I know he'll fuck around with it on the channel.
Yeah, he's good.
I've watched
man.
most of his shit.
He's pretty good.
All right, good. Well, this is about
There's
to go
good
deep.
stuff out there. This is the point: is that there's a lot of people who, in the same way that they were dismissive of gamers, and then it's almost in the last 2 years or 3 years, people being like, "Oh wow, it's not just 14-year-old boys jerking off in their mum's basement."
Tall, handsome men.
Yeah, exactly.
Who shave their face,
who could
nice
be
and
women in
close.
drag.
Their face and
for
their
the right
balls.
amount of money.
Manscaped.com.
There you go.
It's all smooth now, baby.
How many plugs are we going to get in for them today?
I don't know. You're going to cut me in on this deal?
I guess I have to now. You've done. There's going to be 4.
I'm
total.
live auditioning to replace you. Manscaped. Which one of us is face is shaved smooth?
But it's not for the face, see. My balls are definitely smoother than yours.
Yeah, there's no way you... Oh, my balls are totally smooth, too.
Are they?
No.
You got a lawnmower?
No.
There you go. They're not smooth as mine. Then
You know what I
can
just started
guarantee it.
doing? You know
Let's check. Let's test. Let's get them out. Let's touch them.
I just started doing this. Shampooing my pubes also. Shampooing and conditioning my pubes also.
Bro, Manscaped have all of that stuff. They got conditioner.
I never even thought about...
They have deodorant for your balls. Deodorant for your... I'm going to say it one more time.
Deodorant
for your testicles.
Balls. You went test...
It's hilarious and wonderful, and it smells really fucking
Isn't
good.
that just like called Gold Bond?
It's beautiful. I don't even know what that is. I would have got the reference.
Johnson's & Johnson's?
Yeah, but it's not like it doesn't taste weird because they're banking on you maybe getting your balls.
How much are you
gargled.
putting on if you're like flour dipping your balls? You know?
I mean, if you're gonna put deodorant on your balls, first of all, if you're gonna do anything to your balls, it's the most fun way to do it is by lowering yourself down and dipping, like squatting into a dip. That's actually the most hilarious way to attach anything
Never
to
thought
balls.
of that at all.
So yeah, you would love a little like a little bulbous kind of concave.
Did they make a ball powder dipping tray?
Yeah, like an oval.
Seems like something you'd find like
Well,
in a
this
medieval...
is like a spray, so you can have almost like jets all around it, and you just squat down and lower your balls into the vessel, and then when the sensor reads that there's enough testicle in there, it just spritzes it.
If this isn't a real thing...
Like rose water.
I've never been a fan of rose water. I wouldn't want rose water.
Being kissed on your testicles by 1,000 little angels all at once. It's beautiful. And then you just lift them out, let them air dry. Oh, and then when you lift it out, there's those Dyson hand dries around the rim, and it's and your balls don't know where they go. Yeah. Yeah, it gets in maybe it gets caught between the jet streams and just one ball goes one way, the other goes the other way.
No, that would they couldn't sell them if that did that.
I mean,
that'd have to be maximum
surely that'd be
comfort.
pleasurable.
An element of heat would have to be involved. Hot balls are the best.
Yeah.
Cold balls are the worst. Cold balls don't even want to be a thing. They sneak up inside you.
Yeah.
That's why you can't do anything for cold balls.
And do you remember the first time one of your testicles went inside your abdomen?
No. I don't know if that's yet happened.
I do. I remember running into my mum. She was cooking in the kitchen. I remember she was making very visceral experience.
By force it went in?
No. So I was playing with my buddy outside, and then we like sat down.
Was your buddy your balls?
Yeah, I was playing with my friend's anus with my penis, and I was tucking my balls into his anus. No, we were kids. We were just playing. We were hanging out, blah, 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 kicking the ball, and we sat down at some point. And I remember I sort of moved my shorts down because they were like my pants underneath my underwear had ridden up, so it was cutting in. And I pulled them down, and I was like, wait, and I could feel there's only one testicle. And I was like, oh my god, my balls like fucking popped or something. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, I've only got one ball, dude. I've only got one ball. Like, he's like, fuck off. And I'm like, you fuck off. It's wrong. And I ran inside. My mum was making stuffed peppers. These like Romanians love making these. It's a bit like a Mediterranean, Middle Easty type thing, where you stuff them with peppers and rice and mincemeat inside these capsicum peppers.
Sounds like a good meal to freak out about your balls.
Roast them, and they have this tomato sauce they cook up, and it's so delicious. Anyway, she was stuffing these peppers, and I remember running in and thinking in my little retarded child brain, like, oh my god, look, that's what came out of my testicle. That's what happened. It was like one of those peppers. It's just like all the stuff's come out of it, and that's where it's gone. And I remember saying, like, Mum, my balls popped. Like, I've only got one ball. Like that. And she was like, what are you on about? And I was like, I only got one ball. And she said, oh well, I don't know. It's probably just retracted. I was like, what do you mean it's gone?
That is a very matter-of-fact answer from my mom.
And she was like, well, it's probably inside of you. I went, why? How do I get it out? And she went, just relax. It'll come back out.
Wow. Retracted.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like your ball was retracted. Like it was on some like...
Deported. It'd been deported.
It was like some filing from Mueller that had to be blacked out.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we retracted this, the imagery of this testicle because it brought so much shame and pain to the family back when he was... I can't remember what age it was. Something like 7 or 8, right?
There were a lot of work balls. You know? It's a poor design if you think about it.
Ridiculously poor. And I know first of all, they're meant to be designed to remain reasonably cool. That's why they're in the dangly sack.
Really? Is that it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's to keep them regulate. They can regulate the heat easier.
So your balls shouldn't be 97.6 degrees?
So by being outside of your body, that's why your testicle sac retracts and expands so well. Because the idea is when your balls get too cold, the sac comes in. And then it holds it close to the body, so you generate more.
Really does have a mind of its own.
And then when your balls when it's nice and warm in the area, they loosen to keep them cool, so you don't ever damage your sperm. That's the reason for it.
Wait. Say that whole thing again, a little bit slower.
And sexy, and in a French accent.
This is fascinating.
Okay.
So the body has a self-regulating.
Well, hang on, I'll make it sound sexy if that's what you want.
Dip mechanism based on temperature. So my body is saying, "Oh, it's kind of nice out. Let's keep the balls about yay far away from the body."
Literally, that's what it's doing. Yeah.
And that would make sense because when it gets cold, your body's like, "Hey, balls, come here."
Too much. Yeah.
Get some of this heat.
Yeah, exactly. Like give them an inner body rub.
Did you notice that when you played Red Dead? Did you notice how in the cold your horse's nuts will shrink?
Yeah. That was a great bit of mechanics to put in, and they did it solely for the news story because they knew that would immediately get everything. But also, then when they reflect that compared to all these other games like Fallout 76, and they go, there's a game where they copy pasted an old game and left all the bugs in and didn't even took out all the fun elements like NPCs and storyline.
I want to know. I'm so convinced that something like went down behind the scenes at Bethesda that would justify them releasing Fallout 76.
Do you reckon they one of the top lead game designers had such a huge falling out, he just Control-Alt-deleted everything they built for the game?
Like Todd Howard must have pissed off the wrong.
I just think they got
alienated.
greedy. They got greedy, man. Bethesda got greedy, just like Ubisoft are greedy, just like EA are greedy.
Bethesda hasn't. Well, I mean, they haven't been that shit though. I mean, I've enjoyed their games. Did you play Wolfenstein, the new Colossus?
I haven't played any Wolfenstein.
Those are fucking awesome. Those are probably some of my favorite. I'm not an FPS guy, but I really liked Wolfenstein. The design was really cool the whole way through.
I like how much you love gaming and talk about gaming. And I used to do a podcast which was all gaming, but I realize now like 50% of my listenership would just be like, what are these things?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, we need to get them into it. You have no idea what worlds have been made that you can romp around in.
Some people these day and age, I think there's a lot of people who just don't want to play video games. They're like, and they either it's because they know if I play this video game, that's me locked in. Like I'm going to waste hours of my life that I want to spend doing other things.
Totally
Fair
will.
play. And then there's other people who just don't like video games. I met a lot of people who just go, no, I don't enjoy it. I don't want to be in that world. It's too much work. It's too much hassle. Whereas I think you have to enjoy getting lost in a fantasy world.
I think if you are like, I believe us, that being a cerebral stoner recluse, then video games are quite nice.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Quite nice. They're you know what's funny is I grew up gaming my whole childhood.
Right.
And then kind of lost it somewhere mid high school. Always was a computer guy, built computers, but just stopped gaming.
Yeah.
But always kind of followed them from afar.
Okay.
Fascinated by the technology because I was always into the technology.
You go over friends' houses and see shit and be like, oh, well, that's really good.
I'd be like,
really good.
Can I see this? Can I see this? But I never had one. And then 2 days after the 2016 election, I literally went, fuck the real world. I'm going to check out some of these fake worlds I've been hearing so much about.
Yeah.
And I got a PlayStation Pro.
I could have seen you buying a PC and getting into like Second Life. Or VR chat, and that's it. You never go out as Benning it. Yeah, he's just like, but I heard this is a really prolific gnome wizard in Half-Life.
Like in Ready Player One, I'd be like a supporting character.
There's this killer stand-up comedian in Second Life who runs his own comedy club, and he charges people entry. You know, in Second Life, that game, right? Which I never played, by the way, but I think for a lot of people who are listening who don't know what it is, it's really
still a thing.
It still is, and it was huge in Asia. I think in like South Korea, like where everything blows up in gaming. But you basically could build your own. You could be whatever you wanted to be. I want to be a sexy rock star. I want to be a fat astrophysicist. I want to be a cat that talks and dates a dog. Whatever you want to be, you could be in Second Life. And then people actually started to build homes for people and sell the homes, pre-made homes. One person had a really legitimate and very. It was like $1 million real estate business through selling homes for Bitcoin in the game and stuff like that, and they made loads of money.
What is the journey that person went on to get there?
Good for them. They went, this is what I'm good at, and I'm going to turn it into a business. We could actually open up a comedy club in something like Second Life, and you just have a limitation, you program a limitation on the building.
Steve Hofstetter, he does VR comedy shows.
Yeah, but he also does all those, like, heckle comeback videos on YouTube. And I know it's a great business for him and he makes a lot of money on his YouTube account, but also I've never seen the guy do a normal set. All I know that guy is this guy apparently gets heckled at every single gig he ever does as a stand-up.
Yeah.
And also his heckle comebacks are average. It's like audience member gets owned. It's like,
Dude,
bro,
you know
first of all, hecklers.
You know what you could bust out doing?
Heckle videos.
Steve Hofstetter heckle videos.
Yeah, so it's just me recording myself heckling him every time. That's hilarious.
No, even better. You go to his shows, when he gets heckled,
mate.
You heckle his heckler before he can heckle.
So I stop him from being able to
you heckle
come
steal,
back.
You heckle theft. No one's ever said that before.
Heckle theft. Sounds like a house in Harry Potter. Put on the sorting hat, boy. You're a wizard, Harry.
A heckle theft,
and from
man.
this day forward, you will be a member of Heckletheft.
Heckle theft.
That's such a fucking beautiful Harry Potter house.
The wizard, Aldous Heckletheft, founded this house on the principles of magic and order. Anyway,
I'm into it.
Heckle theft. Yeah, I would never want to get big for videos where people are angry at me.
Yeah.
You know,
also, I'm sorry, but there is a stigma attached to it. If you're getting, I've been heckled, of course, but very irregularly.
Have you, though?
Very regularly. Nah, because it didn't even count. It bounced off me, and I came back so acerbic and direct and fucking improvised and perfect that it ruined their very essence, and they ended up murdering themselves before the end of the show.
I know. I made a lot of money off the heckler murders themselves videos.
Heckle murder videos. No, but seriously though, you know, I don't get heckled that often. I don't doubt you do. And when it happens, you fucking bang, 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 and it's done. It's not like you prepare a camera.
I think getting heckled is I don't get heckled often because I'm not an aggressive comic. Like I'm not there to. I'm aggressive in my subject material, but as far as I'm concerned, the audience, we're all friends, and we're all like, I'm not there to be stronger than you or out masculine you. I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah. I think things are funny, and I think
there's room for enough alphas in the world.
Yeah.
I like that mentality, man. I have that mentality. All my favorite comics and also all of my favorite people in life are all wonderfully, and I'm talking just about men here. They're all wonderfully strong, brilliant, talented. Great guys. Some of them are physically intimidate me because they're so fucking brilliant, and it makes me want to be fitter and better. Some of them are more talented than me in music, or they're more clever than me, or whatever it happens to be. And I celebrate that, and it makes me want to aspire to be a bit better. I'm like fucking Marky Mark now. Aspire to be better. Hashtag aspire to be better. Pray to Jesus every morning. I'm up at 6 a.m. Get in the gym. Do 100 press-ups. Say Hail Mary after every one.
Yeah. No, he's up at 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Aspire to be better.
What is that? The Mark Wahlberg voice?
Mark Wahlberg? Oh yeah, go. You do a much better Mark Wahlberg than me.
I've never done a Mark Wahlberg voice. Yeah. I'm not.
You
Usually my impressions are impressions of other people's.
You gotta get a bit of a Boston in there. How'd you get the Boston in there? Boston.
I fucking grew up.
Yeah, aspire to be better. Aspire to be better.
As far as Boston goes, I grew up in the South End.
But he sounds really excited.
But as far as Marky Mark goes, maybe
there you go.
Maybe it's just my fucking Boston accent, just in a higher register.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like kind of pissed off.
There you go. But he would never say pissed now because he's a born again Christian.
Is he? When did he get born again?
He'd be ticked off.
Wasn't he always? I'm pretty fucking ticked off.
No, you know he got in trouble with the police for beating someone with a metal rod. He was
when he was a kid though, right? Pre-Funky Bunch?
An adult.
When?
He was an adult, yeah. He was over 18.
Really?
Yeah.
When did Marky Mark?
He was a grown adult and he beat a man up with a metal pole.
Jesus, he probably did something to piss off Mark.
Yeah, probably. I would like to think that he'd upset Mark Wahlberg. He didn't just go around the street. Wasn't pulling a Liam Neeson. I was just walking through the streets hoping I would find a black man. Like, I don't think that was Mark.
I never heard the Liam Neeson
I'm just trying to find myself a black man.
What was the actual quote? What did he say?
Well, I mean, I'm going to be paraphrasing. So he had a whole conversation where he talked about a friend of his being raped, a female friend of his being raped by a black guy. And when he heard about it, and she didn't know where the black guy was, and the police weren't really doing much to find the guy, and he said he picked up a weapon of some sort, like a blunt instrument, and he said he walked around the streets in the area through a very black neighborhood, hoping, just waiting for some member of that community, a black man, to say something to him or to, get up in his face so he could fucking kill him.
How did this story come up? Like, how did Liam get into this?
I think he was going through a crisis of identity, and I think he just felt like a piece of shit. And in the current social climate, I think some part of his brain, which clearly wasn't thinking things through properly, when I should tell a reporter about this thing, and I should out myself and then deal with the consequence, and hopefully convince people that I'm telling you because I'm not that person. I realize how fucked up it was that I did that. But then you're still going to take a lot of fucking slack for something like that.
I mean, everyone has those just moments of evil thought. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yes and no, because I had a whole debate with the girl I'm dating, actually, about this. And she's a woman of color. So we were talking about this, and I was going...
what color?
Purple. She's purple. She's a purple girl.
She's fucking...
Yeah, she's not from this planet. She's from an alternative dimension, actually.
She's
her name is...
What character's purple in the MCU? Fucking... She's like the planet Drax.
The daughter who's half cyborg and half...
Nebula.
I'd smash. Nebula's fucking pretty hot, right?
Dude, tight as a droid.
What? Can you imagine her vagina... Can probably like rotations inside.
Oh, dude, it's the best part when you're fucking them. You can be like, Alexa, tighter.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Can you imagine she responds, I'm sorry, this is the tightest setting. Pencil dick.
Now playing Mightier by the Boss Tones. Oh, you fucking... Siri sucks. Yeah. Siri's so useful. And the reason Siri sucks so hard is because Apple keeps all their voice recognition in-house.
Oh, do they?
Which means their AI is much shittier because it's much more clamped down, whereas Google's like, everything you say goes into the collective.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why their speech recognition is so fucking good.
Yeah, and why we're all... we won't even know who's alive and dead anymore.
Did you see the...
with deep fakes and face mapping and voice... Have you heard that voice
if you want to listen
animator?
To this, the Google Assistant, watch the keynote from last year where they demo the new Google Assistant. And he's like, the Indian guy's like, now you're... I don't even know if he had an Indian accent. I'm just doing it. But
it's a fun accent to do.
Before you know it, your assistant will actually be your assistant. Here is it making calls. And then you go, bloop, bloop. And it was like, I heard a table for 3. And then they're like, 3's not available. 4. Okay. That works. 4 o'clock. And it sounds like an actual human being.
Yeah.
And he's like, everyone's like, clap, clap, clap. And I'm like, we're literally celebrating the birth of the AI that destroys us. And I just want someone to make a highlight reel of humanity celebrating the creation of its own destruction just for posterity, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like all those videos with Boston Dynamics who are making all the cyborgs.
This is like like the Matrix greatest hits.
Dude, have you seen you've seen the Boston Dynamics with the robot dog?
Oh yeah.
The Cybertronic walking guy.
Yeah. And the one that opens the door now for the other one.
That's all Boston Dynamics. And they have their earlier videos, the first like cybernet. It's the most Boston shit I've ever seen because they're demonstrating its gyroscopic
aspire
abilities.
To be better, but I'm up at 4 a.m.
This fucking townie is antagonizing him with a hockey stick.
I made the robot Marky Mark because...
No, but your Boston accent's like, I'm a fucking robot, dude. I'm a cyborg.
I'm a fucking robot guy.
Cyborg.
Hey, guy.
Fucking beep, bop, boop, wicked.
Hey, isn't Bill Burr the best?
How you like them apples? No, seriously. How do you like them fucking apples?
Yeah.
In the Boston Dynamics video.
It says to a fucking Apple Mac laptop. Ooh.
Whoa.
And then Steve Hostetter turns up and comes back to the heckle. Oh. He's on the screen going,
dude.
Well, let me tell you about apples.
That was a triple roundup in comedy terms.
There you go.
From prior dialogue.
Which is just as well, because we started about 12 different...
Triple roundup, bruv.
12 different lines of conversation.
That was amazing.
We've now wrapped a third of them up.
Here's a 13th.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, shit. I didn't actually have the 13th picked out. Stand-up comedia is what I'm doing with Super Funny.
Yeah.
It's this genre...
So I'm doing this show. What date is it?
It's you're really on it. Really on
well,
it. Really
I'll plug it when you send me the fucking...
Huh?
Oh, actually, you just sent me the poster.
Yeah,
like today.
You're on the website yesterday.
What's the date?
Today or the show day?
Show date.
It's the 3rd.
Oh, 3rd of March.
3rd of March.
Oh, it's pretty soon.
Yeah, it's a week from Sunday.
All right, this will go out before that, which is good.
Basically, if you ever wanted to like throw down and do some really cool media-related shit, like a whole story told with photos.
Well, I did a whole thing. Like I said, I did a whole 1-hour Edinburgh show where I had loads of multimedia stuff, and I also hosted a thing called Bug. I don't know if you know a comedian, Adam Buxton, in England. He's like really very well known in England. He's a very funny, alternative out there guy. But he basically was doing what YouTube reviews are way before YouTubers were reviewing YouTube content. Does that make
really?
sense? Yeah, yeah. Like years ago, he started doing it, and it was it started out with music videos. So he would play music videos and then get like the director or someone from it or one of the musicians to come and talk, and he would do funny versions of it and skits of it, make his own funny music videos, and he'd review stuff. Yeah, and it was all live in front of an audience, but then they started filming it. You can find them online. I really highly recommend you watch it. Bug, and it's filmed at the British Film Institute. Anyway, I guest hosted that as well in 1 year. So I did a whole thing for a Skrillex video where I put the mic.
What do I search for on YouTube for that?
Bug, Adam Buxton Bug. Anyway, it was like a multimedia show, so I did that as well. So I love that form of comedy. It's quite nice to do something so different on stage.
Adam Buxton.
But I might do an update on a guy called Jeff Leach, who's a Texas state representative and a homophobic, racist, fucking,
Do you have
blindly following the Bible but not actually upholding any of its core values about morality and ethics, piece of shit scumbag from Texas. So I might do a whole thing on him. Because when you search his name to find out about him, it comes up with it comes up with me, loads of stuff about me, and I did a whole documentary about sex addiction. So he's trying to be this holier than thou, right-wing Christian Republican MAGA, get the brown people out of my country.
There's an evil you?
And then there's me, yeah. But then it comes up with me, sex addict Jeff Leach. So I'm fucking up his campaign just by being me. And that's like beautiful. And I think it's quite funny as well.
That's pretty funny. That's like the 1 and the 14 on the pH scale of humanity.
Yeah.
No shit. It is kind of funny. I have actually wanted to do a piece on like the alternate yous on the internet.
Yeah.
Like everyone, if they Google themselves, there's about, it's fucking weird. Like there's like actual doppelgangers. Like there's hundreds of people walking around and they're like, hey, Ben Morrison. They're like, hey.
And think about how many people as well, how many public figures don't have that at Ariana Grande or whatever, or at something. They don't have that because some other girl is just like, that's my name.
Yeah.
And she gets there first because she's she's not busy creating
somewhere
hits
in
records.
Wisconsin, like Justin Herbert Timberlake. It just it sucks for him.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. He loves it.
He probably does.
But then it would be funny to see Justin Timberlake talking
Justin
to
Timberlake. No way. Let me see your license. Oh my god, it is. Check it out. His name's fucking Justin Timberlake.
You're not as hot, but I would definitely suck your dick.
It does mean I would have fucked Justin Timberlake.
Exactly. Yeah.
For a while, when the internet first hit, there were
back in the good old days of interwebs.
Yeah.
I'm back one sec. Carry on. Tell me.
I'll just riff by myself. No, drum solo.
Tell me what you're saying. I'm just getting my.
When the internet first hit, I had to do battle with a number of Ben Morrisons. One was one was a 14-year-old violin prodigy. And you know who was kicking both our asses?
Now, hang on a second. Be honest with me. Why were you reaching out to him? Because you knew there was comedy in it down the line, or because you wanted them to intimidate them?
A Google image. How much of actually you is on Google Images, right? You got to duke it out. Like that's a good way to tell how much the internet gives a fuck about you.
On Google Images.
On Google Images, because you'll literally see a visual grid of photos, and the more interspersed you are with other yous, and the less important you are to be intermingled with them, will give you an idea of how much the internet cares about you. So image Ben Morrison, and then it was me. And then a 15-year-old child prodigy, and the cover of this kid's album was him like looking directly.
Who was hotter, you or the 15-year-old boy?
It was him by far. Sweet, and I love a man who can play music.
I was going to say,
you know who was kicking both of our asses?
Hey,
a fucking azalea, the Ben Morrison azalea flower, son. There's a Ben Morrison azalea flower, and literally when you Google Ben Morrison, it will be my shitty early headshots. His fuck off 15-year-old aggressive violin cover in a flower garden. Our faces were just popped up through all these flowers.
That's kind of beautiful. Kind of romantic as well.
Now that I say it out loud, I'm less pissed about this.
Are you saying basically Google has created a Valentine's card for you and this 15-year-old boy?
Yes, but I destroyed it with my semi-fame.
Oh, over now, is it?
When I finally got some play on the internet.
Is it over now?
All the flowers died. No, if you scroll down, there's definitely
some flowers.
There's flowers below me, but
wait. So hang on a sec. Global warming, the effects of global warming are not limited to the real world. You're actually fucking killing flowers on the internet.
Yeah.
The more successful you get, the less people will know about this beautiful azalea.
That's why that flower's had a resurgence in the last 4 years.
There you go. Downtime, right?
Executive.
How old's the kid now? He's not 15 anymore. You must have discovered him a while ago.
I mean, do a Google image search for Ben Morrison.
Is he a grown man now?
I think he's getting there. I hope he's still.
He's trying.
I hope he's still playing.
I want to. I really want to connect you to. Maybe he listens. Maybe he's a listener. Ben, are you listening? Are you this little black kid? You're also apparently.
Yeah, I'm the second photo over.
A little black kid with what's it called? American football.
Yeah. I'm a mini.
Well, this is mostly you. This is mostly you, dude. Here, I'm gonna look at images. Mm-hmm. And so, what kind of kid am I looking for? White kid, Asian kid, black kid?
White kid, blonde hair. We gonna get you, Ben Morrison.
Oh, there's a Dr. Ben Morrison.
Not me, but I am around a lot of doctors. Crohn's.
There's that guy who looks like he murders children.
I don't quite get that Ben Morrison photo.
If you can see that on the old screen there, that guy looks like.
Yeah, what's up with that?
There's Doctor on this side,
Hold the phone. Let's keep scrolling. Can you see your own image?
Oh, here you go. Wait, here you go. I'm going here. I mean, you're looking very handsome. Looking very handsome. Looking very handsome. Looking very handsome.
Thank you.
Football Ben Morrison. Little blonde kid is a star of the future, but he's got a soccer ball. Wow, you wiped that kid who played violin off the map, dude.
Yeah, I wondered if I felt bad about that after a while.
I'm still going. He's not even there.
For it.
There's a guitarist who looks like he's
really?
the musician version of you a little bit.
It's an artistic name. Is that Ben Morrison?
That's a Ben Morrison, singer-songwriter Ben Morrison. You could look, you could do a fucking whole show together. Why don't you try and put on a show with the violinist, the singer-songwriter?
We'll call the show the
Ben Morrison show, and everyone is called Ben Morrison.
It'll be called the Ben Morrison.
Dude, that's fucking hilarious. I'm still. Is this? Look, this blonde kid is the kid who was 15,
might be, maybe.
And now he's playing soccer because you killed his.
Now I need to find out. I'm gonna Google Ben Morrison.
I love the idea that you've killed a child's love of his instrument. He was like, well, I'm never going to be successful because there's this comedian who's already taken my name. And that's why he moved into sports. He was like, the only way to trump comedy is to become a sporting hero. Boom. He starts his soccer career. 3 years on, he's one of the most prolific young soccer players. Dude, I'm still going. I'm like pages down. Anyway, fuck it. Yeah, he's dead. I guess that's what we have to assume. We just have to assume he's dead now.
And do we care? This is the sound of the world.
Oh, I
Smallest. Care. Ben Morrison played violin.
I care. I care about him. I tell you what I also care about is my listeners getting some great deals on our sponsors' products.
Do it. Yeah.
Is that right? We're halfway through, just over halfway through. Ladies and gentlemen, remember to check out boundlesstech.com. That's BNDLStech.com. They got the best products when it comes to vapes and whether you like smoking flower or you like smoking oil or anything like that. I use a CF710. That thing has battery life for days, it feels like. Also, it has ceramic coils. It's really beautifully made. Every single part comes apart.
Do you vape nicotine or just weed though?
Oh no, just I do oil, but this does everything. It does everything in there. Also, then you got the the Terra, which does flour, does all the flora-based products. So if you want to use that, it goes from anywhere from 0 to 434 degrees Fahrenheit, I think, and you can stop it at any degree depending on what taste you like, how strong you want it to be vaporized. It's pretty fucking cool. You also have additional pieces you can add to it, so you can connect it to a water bong, which is pretty cool.
What?
Yeah. If you want to get 10% off of their products, just use code SAVAGE at checkout at Boundless Tech. That's BNDLStech.com. And then manscaped.com, they're keeping your balls fresh, my man.
So fresh.
Dude, honestly, you got to try this lawnmower thing.
Smooth I'm like a politician's lies.
I'm not going to lend you mine because...
Wouldn't take it.
That would be weird. Although they did send me a spare head. Maybe I could. A spare head blades. But it's got this SkinSafe technology. You'll never nick your balls. Your balls are going to thank you afterwards. First of all, I had Sophie D on this podcast last episode. Most prolific porn star probably in the world at the moment. She's still ranked 60th on Pornhub, despite the fact she hasn't shot a single scene in 5 years.
Really?
That's pretty impressive. She said that she will never suck a man's balls or lick his taint unless it's nice and smooth.
Really?
She was literally the best advert for that product. So manscaped.com, you can get deodorant on there for your balls, you can get ball wipes, you can get conditioner for your pubic hair, you can get all these amazing products. They got aftershave, they have beautiful cuticle sets that come in a lovely leather-bound case. If you want to get 20% off, a free beautiful leather travel bag, and also free shipping on every order, just use code SAVAGE. That's SAVAGE, SAVAGE, on manscaped.com. There you go. There you go. Boom. That's all the plugs. Now we can get back into talking about comedy.
All right. So,
comedy and pop culture and stand-up comedy. Yeah, so what have you done on previous shows?
Well, it started with me doing this one-man show about getting sick, and I used multimedia, and then that led into, understanding how to plug a computer into an AV system at a comedy club, and I started doing, this is years ago, I take a lot of fucking photos.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Like I've always had a camera with me.
Just in life, you take a lot of photos.
Yeah. My whole family is really big into photography, and just have always taken photos of everything.
Okay.
And I've always been good about archiving them and labeling them, and, you know, at one point had a pretty decent archive of self-shot, like, you know, mistranslated signs that are hilarious.
Okay, yeah,
from
yeah.
just traveling.
Well, I
and
saw
shit
that in
like
the video you sent me as reference, yeah.
And then was like, I can probably just put a bunch of these in a row, and I bet they'll work live. And
Yeah, they're visual gags. It's literally like a live Twitter feed, like
Kind of.
funniest bits from Twitter. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I did a thing recently on Instagram that certainly blew up. It got the biggest response I think I've ever had for something I posted on Instagram.
What was it?
It was a whole load of text messages between me and my friends in New York on this night out. I went to my voiceover agency's Christmas party, and there was a woman there who was a client of theirs who was, I'm sure, not a bad person, but and she was very attractive. Like this was, you know, months and months ago, and I remember thinking, oh god, yeah, she's cute as hell, and then we started talking, and I realized she was one of the most vacuous, two-dimensional, self-absorbed cunts I'd ever met in my life.
Not bad.
And I was very polite because I was at a work thing. I certainly wasn't going to upset anyone or have an argument or you know, be rude to someone. So I was also a little high. So I just kind of listened
this
to
chick's
her.
number.
Well, no, I didn't do that. No,
You were
God,
texting
she
your
tried.
friends about her.
She tried. So I was messaging my friends. Basically, there was this whole back and forth. I was going, oh my God, this woman just started talking to me. Blah, blah, blah. I've managed to get myself away. But I went to the bar to get away from her. I started texting them. Then she came over to the bar, followed me to the bar, and was like, "Oh, hey, you know, what are you drinking?" Blah, blah. And I was like, "Oh, that's all right. I'm not drinking alcohol, so I'll get my own. Don't worry." And then she carried on. There, I had to listen to another 20 minutes of her talk about how she knew everyone in the business and how she was loved by, you know, Spielberg told me that I was like going to be a muse one day. Blah blah. I'm like, you're such a cunt. Why aren't you then? You're almost 40. Fucking sort it out. You know what I mean? But she wasn't always. She was mid-30s. But then eventually I just had to say, I'm going to the toilet. And I hid in the toilet for like 15 minutes. Had this whole text back and forth with my buddies, pretending I was having a massive shit. And then I just came out and just paid my tab and immediately left.
Not bad.
Yeah, but it was very funny, the back and forth.
Huh.
And people really liked it. So maybe I could show those whilst recreating the scene.
Yeah, you could totally do that. That would work. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, could be fun.
The way I look at it is every fucking comedian has 10 minutes at least sitting on their own Instagram feed.
Or my other option is I used to do this thing called Shakespeare Does Lyrics, where I would dress up as William Shakespeare, you know, have like a little ruff and stuff, and I would have this music playing in the background. I'd do this performance of like one of Cardi B's hits or you know, Future's fucking mumble rap songs, but as a Shakespearean sonnet. And I could put together images that go with what I'm saying.
You could do that.
You know, from their life, or maybe the singer, and someone can just like sort of scroll through. Or I can scroll through it as I'm reading the.
Well, no, I'm gonna give you a clicker.
Oh, there you go. So I can click.
The whole show is laid
But I have
out.
a book and I read from the book. But I could be clicking whilst I'm reading as it gets to different things.
Yeah, you can. The sky's the limit, man. I mean, the way I look at it, like you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You know, you can have backing music, you can have visuals. You know.
Yeah, I like the idea of doing the musical thing and the poetry thing because it would be so different to what I do as a stand-up.
Yeah, I mean,
Whereas even pointing out funny bits and going back and forth, that's just me telling a funny story, which I do as a
I kind
stand-up
of want
anyway.
it to be a challenge for the comics
Yeah.
to watch. I think they'll find it very rewarding.
All right, I'll do it high.
Good. I mean, I always do.
Yeah.
But the genre I have coined stand-up comedia.
Okay.
Like, and there wasn't a single fucking...
Very pretentious. I like it.
Yeah. Gently pretentious. I'm gently pretentious.
Is there gently
I'm
pretentious?
humbly pretentious.
Humbly pretentious.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly pretentious. If you're going to do pretentious, you have to be wholeheartedly pretentious.
I like humbly pretentious, though. You know, I'm like... look,
Hardly pretentious?
humbly in the sense that I would...
Highly high and pretentious.
Well, that's definitely true, too. But I like humbly pretentious means I would never be so boastful as to inform you of how much I fucking rule.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
You're not like mansplaining to anyone.
Yeah.
You're like man advising.
Yeah? Yeah.
Just a little man-vising. Man-vising.
Man-vising?
Yeah, man-vising. Mansplaining is like going all the way out there. Like, I think you'll find what they're trying to say is this. You're on a Gillette advert if you're mansplaining. You're that guy in the office who goes, I think what she's trying to say is...
Yeah, it's really
blah, blah.
weird seeing the... just the fabric of masculinity and femininity just
Unravel.
been shattered in the last 15 or so
Well,
years.
no one knows even what are we anymore? Are we a gender? Are we a sexuality?
Honestly,
are we a sex? We don't even know.
I find the slow unraveling of culture to be entertaining. It's a lot better if you don't pick sides. You just sit back, eat popcorn, and watch it all burn, and do what you can.
That's easy for you to say as a pro-Trump, transgender, intersex, man of Muslim faith.
I'm gonna make penises great again.
There you go. But also kosher.
Yeah, all the side picking is very odd because if you're not on a side, well, I mean, shit, I guess I'm on a side, just not douche. Like that's my side.
You're almost libertarian then, I guess. It's hard though, isn't it? Because I was very, very, very left wing, and now I've seen so many fucking lunatics on both sides of the fence. I'm not right wing by any means. I'm not even centrist, but I'm much more centrist than I was. I would consider myself just left to center.
Is there a party that's just like, look, everyone has to make some sacrifices. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah, I don't like any of those. There's no parties like that because that wouldn't be government. Governance is corporate America. It's certainly in this country.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's weird because, you know,
to business, you know.
You don't go to a job every day. I don't go to a job every day. I wake up in my own apartment.
Yeah.
I cook a really wonderful breakfast scramble with extra original olive oil.
If you had a good night, you wake up in someone else's apartment. Hey,
there you go. I know. I actually like doing sleepovers at my place because I do make a mean thank you for sleeping with me breakfast burrito.
Oh, you want them to fall in love with you? See, that's dangerous.
What? You know? I like a little...
If you cook a woman a breakfast too good after that first date, you better want to fucking be with that girl.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I always cook a good breakfast. So if she's there, then she gets to see... She's lucky. It's lucky for her.
Well, you want to blow a woman away. I get that. But then also you run the risk. Like, you have to limit how much you give, I think, in a new relationship.
What about just being clear with someone? Be like, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious right now.
And then you make her a fucking beautiful omelet, and guess what? She now thinks you want to marry her.
You'd be surprised if you just actually tell a woman exactly what will work for you.
I always do that.
Do you?
I always do. I'm very open and honest.
What's your speech? What do you say?
No, I just mean I'm very open and honest with women and with men and everything. I'm open with everyone about how I am.
Right.
And I even more so. Like, even, you know, I had a thing recently where, someone didn't want me necessarily to tell another person what was going on. I was just like, I can't live like that. I can't be that person. I have to be open and honest. And I did, and it worked out great for everyone involved. And they were like, oh, yeah, it did. Yeah.
Could it have gone wrong?
No, because I think if it was dealt with honestly and empathetically, as long as you've got empathy for other people and you're not trying to hurt people.
I think more than anything, that's the thing that's been
lacking.
That's been completely defrosted, melted like an ice sculpture is the idea of empathy being a core
that's
principle.
Internet culture, because we can laugh at things from a distance without ever having to face any kind of retribution or immediate reaction to it. Does that make sense?
From a distance, man.
From a distance.
The world looks blue and green and all of the mountains white.
You got quite a nice voice.
Thank you. Grew up singing.
Yeah?
Grew up singing, yeah.
What kind of singing? Church?
No.
Punk band when you were in your teens?
No. Just it was part of a
lounge singer
a touring
on the weekends.
klezmer quartet.
I don't even know what that is.
No, I didn't.
I know what a quartet is, but what's it
it's
called?
a type of Jew music. I'm a Jew. No, choral singing. I sang for the Pope.
Really?
Yeah. I sang.
What did you?
Did theater my whole life.
What did you sing for the Pope? Alibis.
I was with. That's pretty funny. I actually have a photo of me like climbing over the kids in my chorale group who I sang with, holding a fucking rosary up to Pope John Paul's face, like the world's worst Jew.
I love that.
Like such a climbing Jew.
Are both your parents Jewish? Are both your parents Jewish?
Huh? No, my mom's Jewish. My father is Scottish.
Oh, then you are Jewish though. If your mom's Jewish,
by blood, yeah. I have a whole bit. Like if you look at my blood, little stars of David floating around everywhere.
Yeah.
Like
it.
That's old material.
I do think that that's quite ridiculous and amusing that you ended up having this moment with the Pope and yet couldn't be further from...
Yeah, no, not at all. The photo's amazing. I mean,
are you religious at all?
No, I'm very spiritual. Like meditation's a big part of who I am, but religious, no.
Yeah, I consider myself a bit spiritual. Spiritually connected to people. I believe in greater powers, but not a guy in the sky going like, hey, what's going on?
I think the word God has fucked it up for everybody.
Yeah.
The idea of being connected to something greater.
Well, that was control, though, isn't it? That's just mind control. If you say some greater power that we can never even fathom is speaking through me and tells me that you guys should do these things, That's how you control people.
Well, they just took a connectivity to the fact that energy in nature powers everything, and then just wrapped this whole fucking lasso around it and said it looks like an old white guy with a beard, and like that's your gatekeeper now.
Well, it depends on the religion. Some people think it's a blue elephant-faced god with many arms. Like it's, we've all got different.
Yeah, like that's real.
Yeah.
I have a whole bit now.
Do you think you're kidding me?
I have a whole bit now that's actually my philosophy is that, all this arguing we do about Jesus from a hubbin when it's very clear that God is the Son.
I'm still trying to run funnier puns for Hindu in my
What do you
head.
got?
And like,
What do you got?
Hindu, you even faith, bro?
Oh, there you
I
go.
kind of liked it. That's why I was laughing. Then I realized I was laughing out loud, and I felt rude because I was listening to what you were saying,
No,
but I
I'm
was also
thinking of
laughing.
these now.
Yeah.
God damn it. So do you love God? I Vishnu it.
There you go. I like that.
All right, so
Wait.
the bit that I have.
Ganesh religion out there. Wait, like
I don't
best
know if I get
Ganesh.
that.
No, it wasn't Ganesh.
No.
It's-
Ganesh
it's-
religion ever.
It's Ganesh religion ever.
Ganesh period religion
Ever.
All
Yeah.
right, that's good. I think we can stop there. The god is.
That's the only 3 gods I know.
That's it. That's all we got.
That's only 3 Hindu gods I even know.
That's the only ones they have. It's a much simpler religion.
Yeah.
But no, I don't believe in
What's
organized.
the most fun religion? Got to be Mormonism, right? Because can't you marry like 20 different chicks?
I think the most fun religion. No. Well, old school.
Oh, Satanism, surely.
Definitely.
That's got to be the most
Old
fun, right?
school Mormonism, where polygamy was a thing. Yeah, that's probably because you're living in such a strict, orderly conduct, so as not to piss off God, right? And it's a very strict and orderly life. But if part of being in God's good graces is you bang 5 of your wives in a rotating pattern, there was that reality show.
You're
called
Hugh Hefner. You're Hugh Hefner.
But God. But,
Yeah.
but you also have that feeling of piety where you actually feel that you are chosen by the Lord
Yeah.
to bang these 9.
You're like, yo, this ass to mouth is
Did you-
blessed by Jesus.
Did you? And it's pretty funny
This
if you're a Mormon.
fucking human
If you're a
sexy
Mormon,
centipede.
Mormons actually believe that Jesus buried the 3rd set of tablets in upstate New York.
I know,
Like,
love
how
that.
the fuck do you
Love
sell that
that.
to someone?
Love that.
Woo!
Oh,
Like,
wait. But remember, only he could read them and see them.
some shit. Look, if you are smart enough to convince people that the 3rd Bible was buried in upstate
In
New
your
York,
backyard, by the way. In your
good,
backyard.
good on you.
Under a tree in your backyard.
If you're a failed science fiction writer that has written so many books about ancient, religions and and it was like, what if I just did this for people?
Yeah.
And then and you created science, fucking good for you.
Yeah.
I say. And anyone dumb enough to join that shit, knowing very clearly what it is now, gets what they deserve. The only people I feel bad for, and the only empathy I have, and I have quite a bit,
They have ears and eyes
are
everywhere,
the children
dude.
born into it. I am sorry. It was not your choice.
Yeah.
Your dad was the one that thought he better believe that we all came from an ancient space warlord.
Because he couldn't get an audition for CSI Miami.
And he spent his last $100,000 auditing himself to mid-level manager God.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But my view on all of that is I do share...
I'd go to one of their classes, though. I'd love to go just as an experience.
I live on Hollywood Boulevard, so I walk by those fuckers
Great material, great
all
stand-up.
the time. And I don't even want to make eye contact because I'm like, what if they make eye contact with me and like they look at me with some
We got the
piety?
Celebrity Center opposite.
Oh, yeah,
down the
you're right
road.
up there.
So every time I walk past, I always like look over. Sometimes it's like people, they're in their little fucking outfits, like walking around. I also heard they take like crackheads, like drug addicts, and then rehabilitate them.
Oh, good.
Through, and say, Scientology will help you get away from these demons and blah, blah. And they put them through rehab. They have rehab centers where they do it. And then they, but then they say, you can give back to this now. And because we didn't charge anything for the payment, they pay it off by working with them. And basically they created their own slave race of reform.
Of people whose lives they've saved?
And every time
of
they...
homeless
Every
vagrants
time,
who now have a place in society
every time one of those
and
homeless
in the
people goes,
impending volcanic doom?
I don't want to be part of Scientology anymore. I think this is fucking lunacy. This is a cult. They go, well, remember, we have all of that information on you. They control people with information they have on them because they make you break down the worst parts of yourself and have to talk about it. So now they know that when Tom Cruise goes, I really want to fuck like young men. I really, really want to fuck men all the time. And I am tired of keeping up this thing. They go, that's great, Tom. We can beat that together. And then they go, you can make a donation on the next movie, right? And he goes, oh, you know what? Actually, funds are a bit tight because Kate
like,
and the
memo,
kids.
play.
And they go, I really want to bang, man. Oh, that's a shame. Wouldn't that be a shame, Tom? Wouldn't that be a shame?
Yeah.
And then a fucking spaceship comes down. Some aliens will go off and they go like, where's the money, bitch? Where's my motherfucking money?
The warlord Xenu. That's
Yeah,
That's what they built. They didn't even tell you until you've spent like all the money, and they're like, "Come here, it's now time to tell you the real thing." And you're like, "Oh my god!"
Wait, hang on. Is this really a part of it?
It's totally true.
What's that?
Watch Going Clear, the HBO documentary,
Sure.
or the Leah Remini show.
I've watched two things on it. I watched the Louis Theroux one on it, and I watched something else somewhere.
Yeah,
But
it's based on that. You know the volcano and Dianetics. You know that the
Sure.
imagery
Yeah.
on the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's something involving ancient warlord Xenu who seeded the earth like millions of years.
He just wrote a fantasy book, and people just turn into religion.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
They'd be like, what religion are you are? I'm a Lord of the Ringian. Like,
Isn't
you
this
actually believed it?
Is this like Jedi's though now?
I don't know.
Because Jedi's
They're certainly happy as fuck, the Scientologists.
recognized religion.
Because the Scientology teaches you to be hyper-present, right? That's why Cruz always looks like, they're smelling all the smells and feeling everything.
I'm just jumping on couches like a fucking crackhead.
Because it teaches you all the work they do to scrub all your thetans or engrams, whatever.
Sure.
Basically all the psychotherapy they give you.
Hang
on
on a second. I see what's going on here.
What?
You know way too much about this.
And you can learn more about
You're
Scientology at manscaping.com.
Manscaped.com. Keeping
Balls
your balls
as smooth as
balls
Xenu.
fresh enough for thetans. Balls smooth enough for Xenu. Fuck, dude. We barely touched the surface and we're almost at the end.
So stand-up comedia is the genre, the name I've given
There you go.
for what we're going to do at the Improv, right?
On the 3rd of March.
Basically, on the 3rd of March,
At
9:30, at the Hollywood Improv.
Hollywood Improv, yeah.
Basically,
Great venue.
I wanted to start doing what I'd been seeing in theater, basically, which
Okay.
was this more multimedia-oriented venue of performance and moving into the clubs, right? So I began doing it with my funny signs, when it's always fucking annoying figuring out how to set up a projector at a comedy club where they've never used it.
Sure.
But started doing
Often
it.
it's the mirroring the screen. Or you need that little connector, the HDMI to fucking...
I've had everything go
I got 12
wrong.
of them in a box over there.
I've had everything go wrong so many times. I'm good.
Yeah.
I know I have the tech set up down. And I started doing the show to do my own work in this genre.
Sure.
Because I do feel in today's entertainment environment,
Make your own shit.
especially as older white guys, like, you better be good.
And you also better be doing something quite unique, I think.
Exactly. So I just decided to stop running the rat race
Or
altogether.
doing nothing unique and not being that good. And then they'll put a few of those through as well.
Yeah.
Because everyone just needs he's a safe white guy.
Just mediocre your way
Yeah.
to the middle.
How much material... Has he got stuff about breakup? Yeah, put him... It's all right.
Yeah.
Does he do anything funny about traveling? Okay, cool. Yeah.
But that shit, and especially in our business, that shit goes to the guys in their mid-20s, not us.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Fuck this whole thing. I'm just going
My
to do a
target
show.
demographic is like 47 to 49-year-old drag queens from Wisconsin. So
Is it? And Sophie D's fan base. So
Sophie
there
D's
you go.
fan base, yeah.
So I just decided to start a show that's just for this shit, just
like
for
that.
stand-up comedia. And I've been in at the Improv for a long time. It's like my home club.
Do you film all of the shows as well and put stuff up, or is it just
yeah.
was it just those particular clips?
Yeah, and it's I'm going to begin putting up more, like the clips I put up, the ones I sent you.
Yeah.
I just got the okay from the Improv to use the footage because I had to walk it up the whole chain of command so they weren't pissed when they started seeing footage from their shows because the Improv is doesn't like
Very
footage getting
anti that.
released.
Yeah, okay.
Very much so. So I had to walk it up many ladders. But I can use the clips now, which is great, to show people what exactly a multimedia comedy show looks like.
That's pretty cool.
This is the first one. I think it's going to be the real vision of Super Funny.
Fuck, I bet it'd be
where
good.
I'm making all the comedians do their own comedia. Because previously it was mostly me doing this, aside from a couple comics, like musical comics that did it already. And what I really wanted to do is what you will be a part of for the first real time is where all the comics are going to do some visual-based comedy as well.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for this
I've just worked out what I'm going to do.
Good.
I'm going to do the Shakespeare Does lyrics. I'm going to do whatever song it might be, whatever rap song, but I'm going to take the lyrics of the rap song and I'm going to find Elizabethan images that relate to that. So if it's like getting crunk in the club or whatever, instead of showing that rapper drinking, I'm going to show ye olde people getting crunk in the club. Does that make sense?
Yes, and my advice for that, just because I've done this a million times, is if you're doing rap lyrics and you're flipping images out, if you need them to flip on time with what you're saying, you'd be better served to make that into a video instead of clicking each individual one, because there's a little lag between the photos.
That's all right, because I'm going to be doing it as a Shakespearean sonnet.
Uh-huh.
And so there'll be a little pause and I can go like that. We'll work it out. This is a conversation we'll have off screen.
It's the fun part. But yeah, I'll be shooting these shows. And
3rd of March. Make sure you check it out. And also, if you want to check out Ben Morrison's comedy in general, because he's a very, very funny stand-up comedian, what's the best website to find? And
probably
then I guess social media?
YouTube channel is, I'd say go there.
Okay, youtube.com/
Ben the Morrison. Ben T.
Ben the Morrison.
But as far as Super Funny goes, the way
and
I
also
set it
social
up,
media as well. Instagram.
it's Ben the Morrison on everything.
There you go.
But for anyone watching who lives in Los Angeles, I don't make any money on Super Funny.
Yep.
And if you go to superfunny.show, you can watch Comedia clips from the previous shows. And if you join the Super Funny mailing list, you'll have a complimentary ticket waiting for you at the box office.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
So many deals today, guys.
Dude, between this and manscaping.com, your listeners are saving money by listening this 1 hour.
Manscaped.com, boundlesstech.com, and of course, Ben Morrison. Check it out. Super funny. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
It's good to have you. We'll have you back on again in the future.
This episode of the Savage Snowflake podcast.
Oh, that's the wrong one. There you go. There's my outro music.
Aha,
Smooth, isn't it? It's almost like a professional show. Bye.